Hey guys, we're gonna make another video tonight while I'm hanging some sheetrock and a little bit of insulation on this east wall. We've got about half of it already hung with sheetrock and probably 80% of the insulation hung. Uh, the sad part is the parts that's left is all the cutting and special little nooks and crannies. And my personal favorite where the diagonal cross members are, hanging and getting around those in the corners. Lots of fun. So again, we wind up moving all the receptacles up to a 40-inch level off the floor and then adding them in. So I've got receptacles every 4 or 5 feet all the way around the room. Changed all the wiring out to all 12-2 instead of the 14-2 cable. And that allowed me, each wall has a separate 20 amp breaker now. That way if I am running something that pulls some of these saws and tools I'm pulling 12 to 14, 15 amps. So, it'll be myself, maybe the wife helps sometimes. You'll see her in some of the videos, and we'll use one or two tools at a time. So in any given circuit on the 4 walls, we should be good to go up here in this building. So everything, raised it up, basically rewired the whole upstairs. I actually have a basement downstairs. Might show you that sometime in the future. We'll see. So we did redo the whole electrical up here because there was just some weird stuff that whoever wired this place previously did not twist any wires together, and they were all, like I said, 14-2. So, all right, guys, quick update on the building. Finally got the insulation done. It's been a crazy week since my last upload on YouTube, but got all the insulation done. Have not finished the few sheets of sheetrock or the OSB on the other wall, the first wall you saw there. The good news, the Elmo, as I'm calling it, mini split, the 18,000 BTU mini split, worked like a champ during our little storm here in North Carolina we had. I think we got about 3.5, 4 inches of snow. I'll give you a quick shot of that in a minute. On yesterday, which was the 17th, I guess. This mini split's really quiet. I'm standing right under it right now. It's on medium high on the fan. So I got to finish out the OSB there on those 2 walls, or that one wall, and then the just to the left here, got to finish out the sheetrock around these windows. I did insulate those with foam. Went ahead and did the foam on the other remaining wall around the windows, and then I've got sheetrock and insulation already on my trailer to do that. So got that coming up. Been a crazy week. Went out to get some storm prep because they mentioned the possibility for some power outages and this and that, because part of it was going to be an ice event, somewhere between a quarter to a half inch of ice. Luckily in our area we missed all that. I think we got about an eighth maybe. Whew, man, it's bright. So I'm fixing to head to Kentucky with our little secondary road here is I don't think we had but one person go in and out yesterday. And I took advantage of the time to rest up and get packed for the trip. So I'll post this video. I think I'm going to show one of the other things I had this week that kind of took up my time is I had a garage door on the main house that decided to get crazy. May wind up doing a video on that, more detail. One thing to note, if you ever put LED light bulbs in your garage door opener and all of a sudden it doesn't want to open or close, particularly closing, because when you already engage it and it's opening and then the light comes on, but once the light is on, some of these LED bulbs are the same frequency as your transmitter, and therefore it will not work at all. The remote will not work at all, maybe the wall switch, but not the remote to close this door after the light is on. So you can try out 2 things on that. If you have the garage doors, you can turn the light off by a switch. Do that, or reach up there and get you a ladder, step ladder, and take the bulb out and see if that fixes it. So that could be one thing. I did have some troubles early on in March this previous year in 21 when we bought the house. I bumped the actual switch sweeping out the garage. In doing so, I saw the light flicker on the power side of the safety sensor at the door. Thought I had that buttoned up. Had not touched that the other day when I started having problems with the garage door closing. Again, it was a closing mode, so I got to thinking, I said, hey, I put LEDs in there, and I got to thinking that's probably what it was. Turns out it wasn't. It was the actual switch. So I've got some switches coming in from Amazon. Of course, with the weather we had coming in, had down here in the southeast, in North Carolina in particular, Amazon did not deliver on Saturday, so I did not get those installed. But I do have those kind of doctored up, and I did redo the wiring at the ceiling level. And part of that was I noticed in that process when I was closing the door manually because we had to go somewhere, the door was crazy heavy, so it did not have the proper springs on it. The previous owner, I guess, these were smaller than the other door beside it. Previous owner did not buy the right springs, and the door was 55 pounds with the current springs on it. So I wound up changing out and put 150-pound springs on this insulated doors. Don't really have all of my video editing software in place. Don't have my main camera set up, although I did get some new batteries for that. Camera shots for these new item openings. One of them is going to be a 735X DeWalt planer that we'll do a case opening on. I have a Delta T2 table saw that will be open and setting up and kind of going through the another item. And then I'm looking at a router table because the first project I've got coming out of the gate that I'm going to record and share with you guys is going to be using that router table, and I got some ideas. And I've actually been looking at a CNC for a project, but you know, the crazy part is nowadays with the delays in getting things, you have to order it weeks before you actually need it. So I'm still studying up on which one I want, but it's going to be just a hobbyist CNC, just for doing some repetitive type work. Again, it's just me and the wife, and I'm trying to set up some things that, so if I get pulled into a project with my day job, that she can continue on and run a few things in my absence during the week, and when I get home I can help her with the more heavy lifting, if you will, or the items that are require a little more safety concern. I don't want her messing with saws and table saws in particular when I'm not home. And I got to get on the road towards Kentucky, going to Grayson, Kentucky by way of Huntington, West Virginia. All the traffic cams showing clear roads, but they're supposed to get 2 to 5 more inches in the Beckley, West Virginia area today, so I guess we'll find out what that looks like here in a few minutes. And I want to get this travel done while it's daytime and the sun is out, and have the best opportunity for melted roads and no ice through the valleys, I hope. So anyway, good talking with you guys, and appreciate you. And if you would like and subscribe or comment below. All right, talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Ah. Ah. Can't turn me so fast, boy. Tell everybody, say hey. Look here. Teddy. Teddy.